Alright guys and girls, well, we are back and I'm super excited about this one because, as you guys do know, I do love the XJ content. And well, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we now have a new XJ project. Ooh, it actually, I'm kind of glad that we got this in the sunlight here. I did not even realize that we were about to lose another U-joint over here. That's actually kind of good thing I caught that, so that we didn't go out here and break this thing worse. But we got chromoly, so maybe by the end of this video we'll toss the chromolys in here. As you can tell, that one's obviously broken. Coming over here to this side, that one is completely destroyed, but that's okay. We got a parts Jeep and chromolys. So without further ado, before we jump into why I bought the super clean one over here, let's just go ahead and say that you're going to want to stay tuned for some of the limo content. This is actually a KPMF wrap. The rest of it is actually spray paint, believe it or not. It actually looks really good for being spray painted. It matches really well, as you can tell. I'm not sure how the camera is going to pull that up. It actually looks like these pieces are a little bit more red in person, or in the camera, than they are in person. In person they match almost perfectly. So check me out on Instagram, send_Steve. You can see good pictures of these laying around. But let's get these Jeeps outside and I'll explain why we have that XJ over here to replace basically this one. And when I say replace, you'll see in a minute, I don't actually mean replace it, I just mean replace it for now. So stay tuned, see you outside. Before we go ahead and go outside here, we do have a sponsored jump box here, and as you guys do know, I always have things that need jumped. The limo actually needs jumped as of right now. This thing has been dead all the time. I've had this thing for about a week now. It needs jumped every single time I jump in it. So we went ahead and got a Top Don Jump Surge 2000. So I have used it. I'll put in some of the clips of it being 50% and lower. But as of right now, you can tell the lights are off. The battery is stone dead. When you click the boost button here, you see the lights come on. So this battery is completely stone dead. The charger is actually charged 100% this time, and it fires it right up. Basically as if there was nothing wrong with the battery. So huge shout out to Top Don. It will be the first link in the description down below. It has been working great for me, and I'm actually excited about it. So let me get this back outside here and we'll go over why I bought this. But first link in the description down below, there is a discount code. Also, it is $100. Don't know why that shut off, but it is what it is. Maybe the alternator's bad. But again, boost, click, you see the lights come on, and again, nothing to do with the jump pack. It's probably something to do with this vehicle here that I purchased. Super cheap, and it is what it is. The alternator might not be charging because, as you can tell, none of the gauges are working. So don't quote the or don't fault the jump box here. I have been using it for a couple days now. Yes, it's got to be an alternator issue. So as you can tell there, it shut right off. So not the not the jump box fault, definitely the fault of the Jeep. So let's get this thing out here and go from there. All right, well, as you can tell, we've got these things outside here. The lights did actually end up causing, that's why the jumper kept dying. The battery is too dead on this thing to actually drive this thing. So I turned the lights off and it drove out here under the jump box's power. So huge shout out again if you need a jump box. First link in the description down below. I have been using it for about 2 weeks now, and it seems to be working rather well. So I don't, no issues with that, and it's under $100 with my discount link. First link in the description down below. So one of the reasons we bought this thing is because this thing has very little rust. One of the only spots of rust that you see is right here, and then right here on the rocker. When you go underneath of this thing, it is absolutely very clean. If you guys know the XJ game, you know that this thing is super spotless under here when it comes to rust, all except for this. So the other thing, I want to put some rock sliders on. As you guys do know, my Jeep over here does not actually have rock sliders. So it's been getting beat up with rocks, and it's in absolute terrible shape. Then coming over here to this side, again, this thing is super rust free for my area. There's zero rust. You can tell my fenders are all beat up here. I'm starting to stuff into the tire up here, so I want to run bump stops when I swap everything over. And the main reason why I want to swap that thing over, and I know a bunch of you guys will say, just put a floor in it, but my floor, I've been hiding it from you guys, is a danger zone and a death trap. So every time I take this thing wheeling, it fills up with water, fills up with mud, and it's kind of just getting frustrated. You can see the carpet actually hangs out of the bottom here. So it's just time to move on. The other thing, back here, I'm taking on a lot of rust. So every time we get into any kind of deep water, the back hatch fills with water. I didn't want to go ahead, well, my tools and everything are back here, as you guys know. They're kind of floppy, and it, you know, I don't have anything kind of nice back here because it takes on water. So all this stuff is soaking wet. I'm getting kind of tired of it. You can tell water comes in here, fills up, and it's just super frustrating. So I have a nice clean body over here now that we can actually do some rust-free things. I actually went with the kids a while back to buy a toolbox that we're going to put in here. So let me go ahead and roll that footage. We are actually outfitting the Jeep again. So today I was obviously scrolling through Marketplace, and I came across a tool cart that I think we're gonna actually use for the back of the Jeep. So we're gonna run up the road here. It's actually only like 22 minutes from my place, and we're gonna hope it fits in the Subaru here. If it does not, we will strap it to the roof. So I will pick back up and explain what we're gonna do once you see everything, because you're probably thinking right now, how are you gonna get a tool cart in the back of the Jeep and get it to be functioning? But we'll be able to sort that out, and we'll be able to sort that out, and you'll see what I'm doing. You'll see the method of my madness, and you guys just fell again, which is very inconvenient, but I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, well, we have made it back here. Got to give a huge shout out to our new sponsor, which I'm actually glad that I picked this box up and tossed it in the back of the Subaru here, because I completely didn't even think about grabbing straps. But Speed Strap hooked us up for new car straps, and I was actually able to use it today. So we've got our new purchase here in the trunk of the Subaru here, which I'm absolutely loving the new daily. So let me go ahead and get this thing out, and I'll show you guys what we got. There it is. Now, I actually like this thing, and it's actually a little bit heavier than I thought it was, but he made a stainless steel topper for it, which was actually why I liked it, because then you can, you know, kind of use this for whatever you need, basically. But I'm digging it. I'm glad we got this deal, so huge shout out to that guy. Don't really know his name, didn't really look at it or anything, but I think this was a win. Our drawers lock, they slide, we've got the trays. Win-win. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking if I cut it here, cut there, I can lay this portion in the back of the Jeep on the side over here. Not really sure how well I would be able to do it. This door latch sticks. Give me a second. Now you sort of see why we need some kind of organization in here. So what I was thinking is I could actually put that bin on the side over here, and then we'll actually be good to go. So let me go ahead and get this thing cleaned up a little bit. Alrighty, guys and girls, well, as you do know, I did purchase this cart to go into the back of the XJ, which is actually on the other side of the F350 here, but it is actually entirely too big to go back there. It really took up way too much space. Even doing what I was gonna do by cutting it here, it still has a lot of width to it. So then another buddy of mine actually said that he had a cart that he was gonna that he could get rid of, that's actually in pretty similar condition. Not really, it's actually in worse shape, but it's perfect for the back of the XJ. We're just going to beat this thing up in the woods, and I just needed to store tools. So let me grab that and pull that up here, and then I'll show you the size difference, which is going to make a huge difference, because then I'll actually have room to store a bunch more parts and get more stuff in the back of the XJ that I actually am planned to take with us. Don't mind my basic drink over here. All right, there you can actually see the size difference. This one doesn't have a lid. If I wanted to get a lid, I could get a lid for it, but it's literally like half of the size when it comes to depth. And then also it will actually fit right behind the seat, and I can let it sit sideways rather than this bigger box I would have had to actually put long ways in the back. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what our plan is. And we ended up hooking JPM Tech up with the old one. So let's get it out of here. And Mo's here. She didn't brush her hair today, but she's here.
Yeah, but he's gonna put it in the JoJo's.
Yeah, you can see she's got her pony right there. We're gonna get that done right now. So with the new toolbox, we won't have this kind of cluster or anything going on here. Again, I want to be able to have axles, drive shafts, and everything underneath the storage container that we have. The other thing, rust over here underneath that panel, causing this panel not to actually stay on. I could probably rip it completely off, but it is super, super rusty. Again, fills with water, super frustrating. But the good thing with this thing being rusty is we are going to start a new transformation and a new build with this. I know you guys seen me buy a parts Jeep before, and I was going to do a rock crawler build with that one. However, I ran across a little bit of issues with that one, and turns out we're not going to use that one. So again, this one, super clean, super rust free. I'm excited for the new build, the new foundation. And again, instead of cutting it up the way I cut it up over here, we are going to leave the fenders on. I want to keep these bumpers on it, I believe, at this point, because I want it to be an ultimate driver, and again, a vehicle that we drive to off-road all day, jump back in it, and come back home. Not saying that you couldn't do it with this one, but I think I've gone a little over the top, and with some of the safety features with the holes in the floors and everything, I think it's best that we just start with a new foundation and a fresh start with the XJ build. So I'm not sure if I'll make a video. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. Do you want a video of me tearing this thing apart and making, like, swapping over the lift kit and everything onto this one? Oh, that was the other thing, the subframe. I almost completely forgot about that. So the other thing is the bolts actually pulled out of the frame over here. The only other way I could do it was to cut notches in here and nut and bolt through, or go ahead and safety reinforce all of this. But I went ahead and tack welded it the last time I was four-wheeling. As you can tell, it's breaking apart, coming apart, and it's just really becoming super unsafe to take this thing out into the woods. And again, I don't want the front axle falling out from under this thing in the woods. Everything's at the point where it's better to just start fresh with a new foundation and a cleaner foundation than it would be to continue going on with this one. Again, I am going to make a little bit of a buggy out of this. We are going to one-ton swap this. I plan on doing a V8 swap of some sort, or a different power plant for this build. This thing's still going to be pink and purple, I believe. I think might change it up. I'm not really sure. I don't know the full direction that we're going to take this, and I don't want to over promise and under deliver. So again, I will still keep the bumpers, winches, everything on this build. And again, we're going to start fresh on this one with kind of like a clean daily driver look. Again, huge shout out to Rough Country. I'm not sure if I let them know the direction that we're going as of right now, but I'm going to swap headlights over. Like, basically all the lighting, everything is going to get swapped over to the daily driver one, and I can't wait to get this thing started. Again, I think I'm going to keep the 15-inch wheels on here in 35s, just end up swapping them over because it's kind of a perfect daily driver rig. The other thing we're going to do is bump stops, because obviously with this having the fender flares on it that I kind of like, I don't want to be stuffing the 35 into the fender flare. So we're going to change it up. I hope you guys are staying with me. I want 2022 to be a cleaner, fresher build and fresher start, I guess, per se, than we've been having. I mean, yes, this thing is cool. It does look good from a distance, but it is super, super rough. And it's sort of kind of been a shame because I've been hiding a lot of it. This is going to be a super weird video for me, because I have like three or four videos that I have 3 going right now, and this is going to be the 4th video. But because of where I'm at with everything, I took the bumpers home because I was kind of at a standstill on some parts on another build. The F350, I want to get back together, and I need the lift for here. So I'm actually going to start the lift kit and painting and wrap of the Excursion here. Sorry I'm stuttering. I just feel like I'm all over the place lately. I have just so much on my mind, and it's just kind of confusing at times. I really, at this point, would almost not make a video, but this is going to be a huge transformation and something I'm going to do. So